Good morning, Spartacat Nation. Welcome to the reason we're up. The Hudson Diamonds, Pearls, and Hockey Girls Tournament. We're out of state this morning, across the border in Hudson, Wisconsin, for this tournament weekend bout. Spartacats in blue, host Hudson team in white. Spartacats left to right, Hudson right to left. Bracket play, 3 games this weekend. This one determines if we go to the right side of the bracket or the left, towards the championship or the consolation.
Welcome to the Ringer Classic Tournament. We're going to do the national anthem.
Standing for the national anthem. And here we go for puck drop on this tournament weekend. Goalies are ready, refs ready. All female crew on the ice, and we're playing hockey. Getke wins the draw, pushes that back into the D zone, back to the line. That one was chipped up past Getke's stick. Hudson the other way. Covered there by McCabe at mid-ice and briefly into Spartacats defensive zone. That one gets sent in from Getke, across past Holman, goes back to the red line. Hudson picks it up behind, sends it up, back down there. That's sent to the boards by Kelly. Sent into the corner. Cabe will be first on it, back for the Spartacats. Cabe brings that up, sends it up the boards, kept in there by Hudson. Kelly brings that almost out. She's chipped. They will take that call. First penalty of the game in favor of the Spartacats. Tripping call. Number 37 with an innocent stick goes to the box. Power play opportunity here for Anderson, Bredimus, Simons, Bodsberg, and Abbott. Puck's down. Bodsberg pushes that forward. Keeps that in. Shot on net. Loose in front of the crease. Hudson able to sweep it away. Nice job there by Abbott. Taking it back towards the center. Simon centers. Bodsberg out front. Not able to get to it. Bredimus. Shot on goal. Tips up and behind the net. Hudson looking to clear. Take it to the top of circles. Kept in there by Anderson. Good centering opportunity over to Bodsberg. Bodsberg in a foot race to the board. She's pushed off the puck. Simons tried to get that one. That goes back for Bredimus. Bredimus sends that behind the net. Nice job to keep it in the zone. Abbott. Hard pass back to Bredimus, who sends it on net. Bodsberg tried to backhand that one in. Nice job. Stopped by the goalie. Good offensive pressure here by the Spartacats. Back to the point for Anderson. Gets stuck in some skates. Simon's able to pick it up and put it behind. Centering opportunity there from Bodsberg, gets picked up by Hudson. Simons trying to get that across. Glove save missed there, but kept in again by Bredimus. Bredimus takes that in, shot, centering opportunity. That one goes all the way around. 13 seconds left in this power play. Simons gets that up into the air, stick down. Hudson not able to get it out, and that puck stayed in the zone the entire power play. Nice job. Bodsberg pulls it to the center, puts it on net, gets stuck in the skate. Bodsberg trying again. Still good pressure out front. To the point for Anderson. Anderson keeps it in, centers. McCabe also able to keep it in, sends it to the top of the circles. Hudson finally able to get it out. That one's going to get sent all the way down, not enough for icing. Icing waved off. Bredimus slows it down behind the net, sends it back to the boards for McCabe. McCabe up the boards to the point for Hudson, able to keep it in. Shot on goal. Nice defense there in front of the net as McCullum comes out the other way. She has it poked off her stick, trying to get it up the boards, and does for McCabe. McCabe gets it into the zone. Ebensteiner. That one cross ice for Hudson, brings it in. Nice back check there by McCabe to keep it out. Hudson clears the zone, brings it in onside. Number 6, Speeds, has a shot towards the net, into the skates of Bredimus. To the other corner, Ebensteiner has her stick stuck, loses the handle on it, still poking away at it, and does a good job almost to get it out. That one stays in. Bredimus rushes up. That one centering opportunity there, and here comes Anderson trying to find some space for herself. Keeps it to the outside, able to get it in. Backed up there by McCullum. Poked away there by Hudson. That one goes up into the air. Sticked ahead by McCabe. Ebensteiner goes across. That one's across the slot. Hudson gets that up and out. Kept there at the red line by Kelly. Back in. Offside is the whistle. Puck's back down. Hudson controls, gets it back into center ice. Holman leaves that for Kelly. Kelly sends that across to Ebensteiner. Hudson goes to the boards. Oberhammer gets it up and out of the point. Rush down there. Icing should be waved off, and it is. Number 27 from the Raiders pulls it back. Getke able to regain control. Shot on net. Paddled aside by the netminder. Simons trying to get that center back. Sends it out front for Holman, still poking away at it, loose at the red line. Hudson comes the other way. Holman trying to get in the way as well. Number 27 loses the handle there, and here comes Holman. Holman the other way. One more to beat. Getke sends it back to Oberhammer. Nice pass. Goes across for Simons. Simons has it at the red line, just needs to dump it in. Gets it in for Holman and Simons. That one goes back to neutral ice. One player defended by 2, Kelly and Oberhammer. Oberhammer takes a stick at it. Paddle side by Levine. Sent back up the ice. That one will go all the way down. Should be on net. We've seen Stranger go in. Holman takes it to the middle. Trying to find room for herself, gets bumped off. Back out for Getke. Getke trying to find her forehand. She does. Shot. Almost a little tip in there at the side of the net by Holman. Nice shot by Getke. Kept in by McCabe. Sent towards the crease. That one goes into the corner. Anderson waiting at the point. Dumps that back in behind the red line. Good offensive control so far this period by the Spartacats. McCabe centers, no one home out front. Abbott. Bredimus pushes her player to the outside. Anderson out front defending. Loose out front, save Levine. Shot on goal. Gets to Anderson, who's able to get it out of the zone. Anderson with speed, loses it at the red line. Picked up again by Abbott, who sends it in. Raiders the other direction. McCabe does a good job. Apply pressure and keep it in the zone. Nice job there. Towards the net, picked up behind by the Raiders. Bodsberg, Abbott trying to regain. Nice poke away by Abbott there in the corner. Kept in there by Anderson. Abbott, Bodsberg, keep it in. Centering, shot, and goal! Liberty Abbott with the goal to get the Spartacats on the board, 1-0. Let's go, Spartacats. Nice pressure on the net. Spartacats rewarded with a goal with 7:50 left in the first period. That fire heater's on the left, but not here. Eversteiner. Able to get that puck over to Simons. Simons pokes that ahead for Eversteiner. Eversteiner keeps it in. Nice pressure there to get the puck into the zone. That puck sent all the way around for the Raiders. Back loose to the blue line. And that went all the way down. That one's going to get sent down. Icing is called.
Number 72, Liberty Abbott. Assisted by number 21,
Who was the assist? It didn't sound like a number. Icing is the whistle and the call, so we'll be back down in the offensive end for the Spartacats. I think Kelly might have been the assist. Back along, the Raiders bring it out through the neutral zone. Kelly and Oberhammer defending. That one goes through the crease to the other side of the boards. McCullum trying to dig that off the boards. Gets up and around. Picked up there at center ice by the Raiders. They bring that in onside. Kelly sends it up. Raiders trying to keep that in. Almost had a break opportunity there. Levine paddles that to the corner. Kelly sends that all the way up and around, trying to get to Simons. Raiders able to keep it in. Raiders pull it off. Send that towards the crease. Oberhammer behind the net. Reverses it to Kelly. Kelly sends it up, back to the point, and poked around here. 3-on-1 opportunity here if the Spartacats can keep up the speed. Simons over to McCullum, nice pass. McCullum sends it on net. Almost out front for Simons, nice pass by McCullum. Back out, almost kept in there, but nice stick by Anderson to negate any rush the other way. Shots on goal are 2-1. That can't be right. Back down for Getke. That one goes back for Anderson. Cross for Getke. Nice breakout pass there. Another nice pass up to forwards. Getke has that almost in the slot. Branimus not able. Still would have been kept in if they tipped it in, but still. Getke gets it to her forehand and gets it into the zone. Raiders looking to come the other way. Branimus defending with Anderson. Anderson, nice job to push to the side. That is offside. Nice defensive pressure. Ellie Anderson, number 8. .542 left in the first period. That one goes back down to Anderson. Anderson tried to clear that, gets blocked. Shot on net. Save Levine. Branimus takes it behind the net. And a dangerous little play. Here comes Getke. Getke gets around one, passes it up the boards for herself. And with speed enters the zone. Nice puck protection. Drops it down there. Hudson the other way. Branimus with a nice stick ahead. McCabe gets it in. Offside, not called. Very generous indeed. Anderson sends that to the boards, brings it in. Out front, loose out front. McCabe sends it. Save. Out front again, someone needs to get to the net. Dangerous play there by the defense. Getke. Kept in by Branimus. McCabe. That one goes off the stick. Stick's going everywhere. Back down for Anderson. Anderson takes it into the corner, trying to send it up the boards. And nice job to get it up to Holman. Here comes Holman with time and space. Sends it on net, goes behind. Bosberg trying to pick up the loose change, sends it up the boards, centers across there. And that one will go all the way down for Kelly. An overhammer, not enough for icing. Kelly picks that up, takes it behind the net. 4:09 left in this first period. Centering opportunity there. Goes by a awaiting Hudson stick. Back for Bosberg to take it the other way for the Spartacats. Nice job, Bosberg. Shot on goal. Hits the net. Hooking call, also uncalled. Simons behind the net for Hudson. Abbott chasing her player into the corner, kept in there by Oberhammer. Oberhammer sends it into the corner. Bosberg back to the point, kept in again by Oberhammer. Sends it on net, bounces, retrieved by Hudson. Back to the point again for Oberhammer, who takes another shot. Nice job by Elin. A couple nice plays at the blue line to keep it in. Hudson looking to exit, got a speedy player there. Kelly keeps it to the outside, to the net, out front. Nice save, Levine. Back behind the net. Levine had that one tracked, keeps it out. Back to the point. D-to-D pass, that one stays in for Hudson. Back to the top of the circles. Stick down by Spartacats and sent down the ice. That one looks like not enough juice for icing. Bosberg, nice job to lift the stick and keep it in the zone. Abbott gloves it ahead. Oberhammer sends it behind the net. McCabe chasing after it. Takes a shot on goal. Loose out front. Abbott. Shot on net. Looking to center that if she can. Hits a opposing stick. Sent up the point. A little bit too far for Anderson, but we will get the icing whistle. Nice shift by your girls in blue. Mid-time there with a phenomenal save from Levine in net. Evan Steiner wins that draw to the boards. Hudson able to get it back to the blue line. Anderson almost be able to keep that in. Through neutral zone, past the stick. Anderson a little bit out of her reach, but she'll be the first on it for the Spartacats. Anderson sends it up the board, trying to get to McCullum and Evan Steiner. And they are able to get it out of the zone. Hudson will have to touch up. Music's playing like we're in an NBA game. Shot on goal, paddled aside by Levine. Sent back up to the Hudson point, and here comes Bredimus. Bredimus sends it ahead, loses the handle there. Got away with too many players on the ice there. Evan Steiner pulls it to the center. She's bumped off the puck. Anderson sends it up, recovered by Hudson. Hudson looked like they were maybe offside. Centering opportunity, broken up by Bredimus. Nice pass up to Simons, who just loses it at top circle. Shot on net and goal. They need to clear those pucks out of the zone. I'm not sure if Anderson had a tip of that one in. She might have. (1-1). Hudson gets themselves on the boards to keep things interesting. 54 seconds left in the first period. Back down for Gecki, leaves it for Oberhammer. Oberhammer tried to send that up. D-to-D pass back for Kelly. Kelly sends that up for Gecki. Nice pass, breakout. Gecki, Holman in his zone. Gecki on the far side, sends that back up. Shot on net, loose out in front, gets Overhammer, not able to keep that in. Kelly with a nice job to keep at the back, 30 seconds left.
For Hudson, number 13, Danny Jacobson, assisted by
Kelly
number 40.
sends it up for Gecki. Gecki sends it to the boards for herself, and here she goes on a rush. Gecki, Harbor, Holman keeps it in. Kept in there by Maria. Centering opportunity, no one out front. Loose at the top of the circles. Hudson able to get it back towards the blue line, but not out. Nice job by Elin to get it back. On net, covered, whistled, dead with 1.8 seconds left. Time for one more puck drop. Puck is down, and that will be your first period. Spartacats 1, Hudson 1. We will be right back after this quick break. Back for second period action. 5-on-5. Hudson decides they do want to skate with 5. Get their right wing ready. Puck is dropped. DAD pass through neutral ice. Nice breakout right at the blue line. Shot on net, goes high and wide. Cabe sends it up the board, trying to get to Bodsberg. Bodsberg gets it back up to the point, kept in there. Bouncing puck, loose, goes to the side for Anderson. Back to the corner, goes Bredimus. Bredimus sends that up to the blue line. That one goes across the other side. Anderson will pick that up for the Spartacats. Anderson reverses that around for Bredimus. Bredimus versus back the other direction. No one there at the sideboards to get it. Puck gets deflected there by Abbott. Back to the point. Hard, low shot. Loose. Picked up by Bodsberg. Bodsberg poked aside by Anderson to Abbott. 3-on-2 if they can get on their horses. Sent in to the corner, deep. Cabe trying to be the first on it. Gets back to the stick of Bodsberg. Bodsberg at the boards. Sends it up. Kept in there by Bredimus. Over to Abbott. Abbott takes it up the boards. Held there, but still looking to recover. Taken down. Bodsberg. Cabe not able to take care of that quick pass there. Hudson comes the other way. Nice defense there. Backhanded save by Levine. Poked in there, kept out by McCabe, who takes it to the outside and sends it in onside. Nice job, McCabe, to get it there. McCabe looking to regain possession. Bodsberg comes in to help. Back to the boards for Hudson. Hudson looking to get it out. That one goes back for Bredimus. Hudson sends it up the boards, taken away by Bredimus. Bredimus change at the bench, not quick enough. Need to get those girls off if you're going to have a door open, especially on a breakaway opportunity. Puck down for Eversteiner. Overhammer sends that down into the zone onside. Cleared back into the neutral ice by Hudson. Poked away by Simons. Simons will be first on it. Passed across the crease. Out of harm's way now. Back for Overhammer. Overhammer sends it at Ebersteiner. Ebersteiner brings that up. Sends that back to the boards. Brings that in onside. Tries to get it deeper. Almost kept in there by Simons. Hudson able to get it back out. Hudson, shot on net. Save there by Levine. Overhammer gets it to the outside, and she's got one to beat. 2-on-1 opportunity here. Overhammer and Ebensteiner over to Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner lost it at the bottom of the circles. Nice job by Simons to keep it in there briefly. That one goes back for Kelly. Kelly leaves that. Hudson able to send that back. Still in neutral ice, Ebensteiner. Hudson sends it in, slowed down by Overhammer, who sends it across for McCullum. McCullum keeps it to the outside. Got Ebensteiner going in with her, takes the shot in. That one goes back to the boards. Nice job by Simons to come in. 3-on-2 opportunity here coming for Hudson. They enter the zone early. Offsides is the call. Caught it. .11:04 left in the second period. Getke at the draw. Getke pushes that aside to McCabe. McCabe gets it back to the blue line. Puck goes behind the net. Anderson at the board sends it up for Getke. Getke's able to catch it and go the other way. Getke gets around one. Here comes Getke. Loses the handle there at the last minute. Offside just barely. Anderson tried to keep that in. Getke, McCabe, Holman, your forwards. D&D pass there by Hudson. Anderson defending, couple get by. Nice stick by Getke to get it back to the boards. Anderson trying to put it up. Up and out. Not going to be far enough for icing. Hudson brings it around to the boards. Pulls it to the center with speed. Centering opportunity goes out front. Nice job by Holman to get that cleared out of the way. Holman with a good stick. Up and out back into neutral ice. That one sent back in. Anderson will be the first on it for the Spartacats behind the net. Anderson sends it to the boards. Hudson able to regain control, sends it to the slot. Anderson takes it behind the net. Anderson sends it to the boards. Nice job by Holman. Holman and Getke enter the zone, pushed down back into Holman's skates, and sent back down for Bredimus, who's going to be in a foot race. Bredimus takes it aside, reverses. Nice stop there, Bredimus. Bredimus takes it back around. Finds the skates of Abbott, loose out. Stuck in some skates. Simon's trying to pick it up. Abbott sends it in, gets it deep into the zone. All the way around. Bodsberg pushes it back forward. Back to the boards. Overhammer keeps it in. Shot on net. Flutters high. Wicked rebound. Kicks up into the air. Nice hold in there by Overhammer. Simons as well. Simons trying to pull it to the side. Keeps it in. Gets it deeper. Has Bosberg out front. Kept in at Overhammer. Overhammer shot on goal. Nice save there. Kick out by the netminder. Kelly able to get that back in, but offside. .807 left in the second period. 1-1 score. Puck down for Bosberg, pushes that aside, now back down. Overhammer leaves it for Kelly, sends it across ice, intercepted there. Overhammer, not able to get it cleared out of the zone. Kelly goes, takes it behind the net, sends it for Simons. Simons able to get it out. Simons and Abbott enter the zone. That one looked a little off. Kept in there by Overhammer. Overhammer shot. Runs into a Raider. That one goes all the way down. This one may be enough, not quite enough for icing. It should have been icing. Let's call that a pass to Bosberg. Bosberg brings that in. Takes the shot, gets deflected. Hudson sends it back to the point. Offside is the whistle. Puck down. Anderson sends it back to the boards. Back across. Anderson with a good stick for a good back check. Anderson leaves that for Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner takes that ahead, trying to make space for herself. 3-on-2 opportunity. McCabe joins with her, trying to bring it to the side. McCabe shot loose out front, and goal by McCollum. Cadence with the tap in off the rebound, gets the Spartacats up. Second lead of the game. Nice job, Cadence McCollum. Rush the net. Good things happen. Spartacats push that ahead. Kept out there by Anderson. Anderson battling for it along the boards. That one gets back out for Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner keeps to the outside. Nice play. Back up by McCollum, able to get it deep into the zone. Simons. Helped out there by Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner.
Scoring for the Spartacats, number 82, Cadence McCollum.
Bradimus, nice job to keep that in at the blue line. Ebensteiner and McCollum going into the corner. Simons goes in to help out as well. That one goes all the way around the boards. Bradimus, nice job to keep it in again. And that one gets back out. Raiders send that up. Top of the slot, taken away by Bradimus. Shot up and out. Nice job by Simons. Simons trying to keep it along the wall, gets it in the zone. McCollum in a foot race. Nice pressure there. Dug out by Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner needs to get it to Simons. Simons should go to the front of the net. Simons goes to the side. That one taken out all the way down. Not going to be far enough. Bradimus will pick it up. Bradimus behind the net. Reverses around to Anderson. A little bit too far out for reach, but picked up by Holman. Holman and Getke. Here comes Holman and Getke on a 2-on-2 rush. Getke keeps it to the side. Holman rushing the net. Getke gets pressure out of her way and Holman. That one goes back to the boards, kept in by Oberhammer. Raiders get it back through neutral ice. Bredimus tried to keep that up briefly. That one goes behind the net. Poked out of danger by Levine. Bredimus needs help. In comes Bodsberg. Bodsberg loose out front. Holman tips it up into the air and out. And here comes McCabe. McCabe sends it for a nice pass to Holman. Holman goes to the net. Shot. Goes wide. McCabe trying to collect behind the net. Hudson able to get there first. Hudson the other direction. 3-on-2. Nice stick there by Oberhammer. Stick back down. Cabe has that behind her. Gets it up through neutral ice and then back down. Kelly will be first on it. I'm sorry, it's still on the sideboards. Back down for Kelly. Kelly sends it up to the point and out. That one might have enough for icing, and it does. 3:29 left in the second period. Spartacats up 2-1 with that latest goal coming from Cadence McCullough. Steiner at the puck, sends that aside, regains it at dot. Hudson sends that back for Simons to pick up. Simons behind the net, circles around, sends it up the boards a little bit out of Abbott's reach. Steiner able to get it back up, keeps it to the side, sends it in onside. Back up, Simons clears that towards the crease. Abbott trying to get a stick on that, kept in there by almost nice centering pass there to Simons. Kelly holds it, sends it back in. Steiner pushes that for Simons. D pass. That one goes back all the way down. And another icing whistle. Brings us back down to the offensive end. 2:36 left in the second period. Simons kept in there at the top of the slot. That one goes back out for Anderson. Anderson leaves that for Bredimus. Nice job. Bredimus will turn and go. Bredimus sends that back up, and here comes Abbott. Abbott on a breakaway here. Abbott shot and goal! Second goal of the game for Liberty Abbott. Spartacats up 3-1. Nice job, Liberty Abbott. Cullum brings that in onside, takes the outside shot on net, goes wide. McCabe, nice centering opportunity there, gets to the stick of the Raiders. 2 minutes left. Brought to the center, brought down, onside. Somehow, Bodsberg needs to pull it to the center. She does. One more to beat. Bodsberg dropped for Bredimus. Bredimus shot on goal, almost poked in there by McCullum at the side. McCullum, Hudson, able to get it out. 2-on-1 opportunity here. Bredimus defending. Bredimus, nice hustle for a back check. Pulls it to the center. Nice pass up to Bodsberg. 2-on-1 the other way. Well, 1-on-1 the other way. Here comes Bodsberg. Shot coming in. Goal! Bodsberg finds the open net. Low, hard shot. 4-1. Spartacats. Spartacats taking control this period. 1:24 left.
Spartacats number 72, Liberty Abbott, assisted by number 18, Aubrey Dennis. Also scoring for the Spartacats, number 85.
Back down for Simons. Announcer trying to figure out we don't have a number 85. Simons. Kelly. That one back out for Overhammer. Overhammer leaves that. That one goes back onside for Kelly. Kelly taking him the long way around. Back up for Getke. Getke trying to keep it to the outside and leaves it for Simons. Nice job to get it in the zone. Simons, Holman. Holman was looking to stop that one. Back to the point for Overhammer. Overhammer. Shot! Loose out front, gets sent back to the boards. Hudson keeping it to the boards. Gets around one, has a break here. Shot and goal. Didn't come out, didn't raise her glove, didn't move over. 4-2. Could have caught that one. 8 seconds left. Puck down for Holman. Holman gets that in. Should just about kill off the rest of this period, and that is indeed what we have. 4-2 going into the third. We will be back. Third period, live from Hudson. Bodsberg, the goal today at the draw. Back down for Bodsberg. She takes it in, keeps it to the outside, just loses it at the blue line. Back to neutral ice. Bredimus waits for the clear. Picked up again. Bodsberg bumped off the puck. Cabe sends it to the boards, out of danger. Picked up again by Bredimus. Bredimus sends it up the boards. Abbott making a rush to get that one out. Centering opportunity there. Goes past. Shot goes wide, tipped there by Anderson. Another centering, nice stick away. Abbott able to almost get it cleared. I guess they called that clear. Offside calls have been a little muddy, but a pretty clean game on either side so far. Shots on goal say 13-9. Puck's back down to Anderson. Anderson pulls it to the side and gets it out into the neutral zone. Finds Bodsberg. Bodsberg brings that in, takes it to the outside. Shot out front. Rebound back for McCullum. McCullum takes the shot. That one goes wide. McCullum still looking for it. Back to the boards for Anderson. Anderson loses it in her feet, but able to get it deeper into the zone. McCullum first on it. Nice pressure there. Out front. Nice center to McCabe. Bodsberg trying to get that back to McCabe or McCullum again. McCullum goes behind the net to help out. Into the corner for Hudson. Hudson sends it back to the point for Anderson. Anderson shoots it in off a shin pad. Bodsberg with pressure behind. Hudson the other direction. Gets it out of the zone into neutral ice. Pulls that aside. Offside. Not called. Out front. Loose. McCullum pushed off the puck. Pulled away from boards is Bredimus. Bredimus, seeing she has space, gets it out. Tries to get that over McCullum. Gets stuck in her skate. But recovered and sent into the ice. And then back out. Anderson sends out across for Simons. Simons up and in. Got Bodsberg streaking towards the net as well. Out front. Still loose. Nice job. Hudson able to recover and comes the other direction. Anderson defending. Anderson, Bredimus. Shot. Save Levine. Anderson takes it to the boards. Gets it back out for McCabe, or for Holman, who's able to get a stick on it and bring it in. Holman's got Bodsberg. Holman taken down, no call. Back to the circles. Kept in there by Bredimus. Hudson, nice job, stick by Simons. Holman sends it towards the slot. Hudson the other way, sends that down. That one's gonna go all the way down, not far enough. Spartacats, Bredimus pick it up. Bredimus sends it to the board hard for Ebensteiner. Nice pass. Ebensteiner, Holman bumped off. Ebensteiner pulls it to the outside. She drives to the net. Shot. Tipped aside there. Nice job by Elin to keep it in. Trying to feed that up to Holman. Elin, shot on net. Just goes wide. Nice save. Ebensteiner looking to center. Got a lot of traffic out front. Almost out, almost kept in there. Kelly waits for a clear. Does not wait for a clear, sends it in offside. .11:15 left in the third. Puck down for Ebensteiner, pokes it into the zone. D-to-D pass goes nowhere. Kept in by Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner tried to pull it to the center for herself. Hudson the other way. Almost tipped aside there by Oberhammer. Shot coming. Save Levine. Loose out front, Ebensteiner. Tries to pull it to the center. Shot goes wide. Oberhammer behind the net. Pulling it to the center, gets it to the sideboards. Nice pass over to Simons. Simons flying up the ice, has Ebensteiner in the center, pulls it back and sends it behind the net. Looking for a center, Ebensteiner. Holman goes to the boards. Centering opportunity. Offside. 10:25 left. Getke. That one goes back for Bredimus. Bredimus, nice D-to-D pass over to Anderson, who has space. Little shuffle pass up to Abbott. Abbott brings it to her forehand. Takes it to the center. Shot on goal. Nice pressure there by Getke. regain control, got McCabe out front. Getke with a check. Penalty coming on the Spartacats. No, they just said it. I wish they would signal. Hopefully they'll announce it. I'm going to call that roughing. Leaping. Aggressively pushing. I don't know. Penalty kill here for the Spartacats back behind the net for Bredimus.
Minor penalty for the Spartacats, number 17, no interference.
Shot and goal for the Raiders. Back down for Bodsberg, pushes that forward. D pass goes through. Bodsberg tried to pick that back up. Neutralized, still going around. Sent to the boards for Anderson. And here comes Liberty Abbott. Got space. Leaves it ahead. Back to center ice for Bredimus. Bredimus over to Anderson. Anderson up to Abbott. Abbott hits her stick. Able to pass it over across into the zone onside. Hudson sends that back for Bredimus. Bredimus to Bodsberg. Bodsberg trying to get around one. That one goes back to the neutral zone. Here comes Bredimus. Bredimus keeps it to the outside, looking to drive the net. Gets it poked away. That one back. Anderson in a foot race. Nice job by Anderson. Take it back behind the net. Takes it to the center. Loses the handle. Centering. Hits the side of the net. Bredimus. Up the boards to Simons. 8:37 left. Simons keeps it to the outside for herself. Pokes it around. And recovers it. Simons' shot on goal goes wide. All the way around. Bodsberg able to regain possession. Bodsberg trying to kick it ahead to herself. Nice job by Oberhammer. Shot. Glove save. Hudson. Back down to the point for Kelly. Kelly shot on net. Goes wide of the net. Tipped aside. Oberhammer steps up, sends it across from McCabe. McCabe's shot on net goes towards the front. Kept in there by Kelly, backhand. Hudson the other way, sends it up. Kept out there by Oberhammer. And sent back for Oberhammer. Oberhammer trying to keep it to the outside for herself. Stops short. Oberhammer to the side. Shot deep, goes wide of the net. 7:34 left. Back to the point for Oberhammer. Oberhammer shot high and wide. Hudson sends it up. That one goes back for Kelly. Kelly brings it to the center. Kelly up the boards. That one goes back out. Comes McCullum. McCullum able to get a stick on it. Got McCabe going with her. That one sent in offside. Getke at the draw with Holman and Simons. Anderson and Bredimus out back. Anderson sends it up for Holman. Holman trying to pull it to the center. She gets bumped off the puck. That one goes to the far end for Simons. Simons find Getke. Kept in there by Bredimus. Bredimus making space for herself. Backhanded shot. Deflected aside by the netminder. Simons with good pressure along the boards, able to slow down progress. Stick for Getke. Getke shot. Save loose. What happened? She signaled! Back down for Anderson. Anderson shot, gets deflected out front. Kept in there by Bredimus. Bredimus takes it. Shot for Holman. Holman, shot. Goes wide. Getke defending. Picked up by Bredimus. Back for Hudson. Left for Getke. Getke sends it back in the zone. Onside. And that one leaves the ice. Whistle.
Okay.
Did the goalie's glove go in? Did you see or no?
I mean, it looks like she pulled it out to me.
Back down, pushed into the zone by Bodsberg. Bodsberg, a nice stick. Hudson, interrupted there by McCabe. McCabe pulls it. Brings it in onside. Puck goes behind the net. Bodsberg going to retrieve. Centered there. Bodsberg picks it up. Has it loose. Overhammer. Centers to McCabe. Nice pass. That one up the boards and back out. That one's going to go all the way down for an icing whistle. 5:20 left. Spartacats up 4-3. Bodsberg at the draw. Abbott, McCabe, Overhammer, and Kelly. Bodsberg wins that one back down. Hudson through neutral ice, comes the other way. Brings it to the center. Bumped off the puck. McCabe behind the net. Sends all the way around. Hudson's going to be able to bring this one in. Shot low, gets deflected wide of the net. Out front, nice job by McCabe with a defensive play there. That one goes wide past the stick, back to the boards. Deflected aside. Kelly pushes that forward. Kelly trying to split the D there, gets a drop there. Bodsberg picks it up, shoots, goes wide just barely. Hudson brings it back to the boards, kept in there by Overhammer. Overhammer, shot on net, goes off of the skates. Hudson not able to get it back in. Bredimus keeps it in, nice job. Back to the point, nice job by Anderson. Anderson shot, deflected, still loose out front. Abbott, shot, still loose. Hudson the other direction. Need to get some players back. Anderson keeps to the outside. Nice job. Goes across the crease. Back out to the boards. 3:46 left. Bredimus and McCullum working. Bredimus, good puck protection, trying to kill off some time. Back for McCullum. McCullum sends that back up to the point. Nice job. Bumped off the puck. Bredimus trying to send that back to the boards. Hudson driving to the net. Shot goes wide. Penalty coming on Redimus. 3:14 left in third period. Urban center, that one sent back for Kelly. Kelly behind the net. Oberhammer pulls it to the center. Another chip coming on the Spartacats. 5-on-3. What? What was the whistle? They have too many? What? Did we have too many? I don't know what happened. 3 minutes left. Minute and 19 left in the penalty kill. Puck back down, loose out front. Shot loose. Oberhammer gets it back to the boards. Kelly tries to backhand that in. Back up, not out. Cullum has it stuck in his skates. Oberhammer looking. Just needs to clear the zone, pushes it to the boards. No penalty called there, checking from behind. Kelly able to help get that one in. Back down for Hudson. Anderson, defended there by Kelly. Centering opportunity picked up by Anderson. Anderson keeps it back to the center for herself, one to beat. Anderson brings it to the sideboards. Anderson, shot center. Picked up again by Hudson. Penalty should be almost over for Spartacats. 3-on-1 here, Kelly defending. Drop down, shot goes wide. Slide over, slide over! Hudson ties it back up on a power play. .156 left. Getke at the draw. Getke, Holman fighting for it. That one goes back for Bredimus. Bredimus up to McCabe. McCabe sends it in onside and goes off to the puck. Got Holman, Getke out front. Nice job by McCabe. Getke comes in to help. Over to the corner for Holman. Centering. Hudson. So far not able to get that out. Pulled in by McCabe. McCabe sends it into a skate. Sent on net, kicked aside, loose. Back out for Anderson. Anderson, shot. Over to Getke. Getke, shot. Loose front for Holman. Holman almost has a stick on it. McCabe centers out front. Getke has it. Still loose. Getke going after it. Bredimus keeps it in the zone. Back for Bredimus. Hudson the other way. Sent on net. Levine settles it down. McCabe sends it back out to the boards for Bredimus. Bredimus able to get it out. Bumped off the puck. Here comes Bredimus. Bredimus Pulls it to the center, trying to make space for herself. Bredimus centers to Getke. Getke shot, goes wide. Holman centers, goes through the crease, 35 seconds left. Simons, good pressure, able to slow it down, not pull it to the side. Getke kept in there by Bredimus, back to the center. Anderson steps up, pulls it aside, centers. Holman, nice shot on goal. Holman tries to pull it, hard save, loose, and whistle dead. Eight seconds left in the third. Back down, Getke. Sent to the point. 2 seconds left. Hudson gets back. Game is not over, girls. Hudson completes a comeback from a 3-goal deficit, I believe. And overtime 4-on-4.
What? You kidding me?
And then a shootout.
4-on-4.
We will now be going into overtime play. It'll be a 4-minute stop time sudden death, followed by a shootout.
How are we here? It's 4-1.
I think I read 4-on-4.
Why would we be switching? This is dumb.
4-minute overtime sudden death.
Why would they be like this?
Back down. Bodsberg, that one sent to the boards for Hudson. Hudson brings that in. Oberhammer in the corner. Oberhammer sends it around the boards. Back to the boards. Hudson keeps it in, sends that deep. Oberhammer behind the net. Oberhammer reverses, sends it up to the point. McCabe. Sends that in. Up the boards, deep into the corner. Bodsberg slows that down. Abbott keeps it on the boards. McCabe out front. Back to the blue line. Hudson coming through. Defended there, poked to the boards there. McCabe lifts the stick. Hudson trying to send that out front. Finds a centering opportunity, poked aside by Oberhammer. Oberhammer slows it down. Oberhammer taking it to the outside, 3-on-2 here. Oberhammer pulls it to center. So it goes to the board for Ebersteiner. Ebersteiner over to the side boards, kept in there by Oberhammer. Oberhammer fans on the shot. Hudson trying to come the other way, kept alive by Oberhammer. Oberhammer brings it in, gets it done deep into the corner for McCabe. 2:21 left. Sent to the boards for Kelly. Kelly centers that there. Back down for Hudson. Almost slipped away from nice shot by Kelly. Takes it back to the boards, but not out. Oberhammer sends it back to the boards. Shot goes behind the net. Abbott sends that out front. Stick back to the side. Oberhammer sends it up and out. Offside. Get side. Offside. Offside. There we go. 1:38 left in sudden death overtime. Didn't they say run time?
No, stop.
Oh, stop time. Back down. Hudson brings that in. Defended there by Anderson. Over to the boards is Bredimus. Bredimus McCullum working to dig it out. Back out. Bredimus sends it up the boards. Hudson not able to dig it out. Gets back up to the point. Bredimus takes it back behind the net. Sends it over to Anderson. Anderson up the boards. Hudson not able to keep it in. Gets blocked aside there. Ebersteiner back behind the net. 50 seconds left. Bredimus takes it to the middle. That one will go out. Hudson has to touch up. Sends it back the other way. Simons. Offside. But we'll take it if we can get to it. A lot of missed offside calls. Ebensteiner brings it in. 30 seconds left. Centering opportunity just past Simons. Bredimus defending. Able to help out there. $14 seconds left. McCullum brings that in onside. Ebensteiner, 8 seconds left. 6, 5. And we're going to a shootout. And I have 5% battery life left, so hopefully that's not a problem. I will have my backup ready just in case. Yeah, just in case. This is her first shootout. Just in case. Shootout time. First up is Hudson. Save! Vivian Bodsberg, first shootout attempt for the Spartacats. Save! Three shooters apiece. Save Levine. 1% left. If I lose you here, we will upload the footage later. Maria Getke, our second attempt. Goal, Getke! A save here will win it for the Wildcats. Save Levine! And the Spartacats advance on to the semifinals. Let's go, Spartacats! Goal by Getke, save by Levine. Exciting finish to the game. We will be back versus Elk River at 3:15. I believe Elk River's up. I'll have to check. Thanks for joining us. See you this afternoon.